There's a spot by my back gate about the size of a dinner plate. Nothing has grown on it since the summer my neighbor's boy left his dirt bike parked there for 3 weeks. I fixed it for $4 and change. So that's what I want to walk you through. How I fixed every bare spot in my lawn for under $10, including the long, ugly strip down the side of my driveway that a lawn company once quoted me $280 to renovate. Same strip, green now, cost me less than a sandwich. Before I get into the how, I want you to do something the next time you're in a garden center. Walk to the lawn aisle and pick up one of those patch and repair jugs, the ones with the picture of the perfect green circle on the front. Turn it around and read the ingredient panel on the back, the small print, where they're legally required to tell you what's actually in there. You're going to find that the thing you're paying $22 for is mostly wood mulch. There's seed in there, a small percentage of it, mixed into a lot of dyed paper fiber and a pinch of starter fertilizer. And the thing that gets me isn't that they sell mulch. Mulch is fine. It's that they've convinced 2 generations of homeowners that a bare spot is a complicated problem requiring a proprietary solution, when a bare spot is one of the simplest things in the entire yard to fix. They didn't lie to you. They just let you assume it was hard. Here's the part that cost me 2 full seasons before I worked it out. Most people who fail at this don't fail at the seeding. They fail weeks earlier, and they never make the connection. If you put down a crabgrass preventer in the spring, the way every lawn service and every bag on every shelf tells you to, you have just poisoned the ground against your own grass seed. Those products are built around chemicals like pendimethalin and prodiamine, and what they actually do is form a barrier in the top layer of soil that stops seeds from developing roots after they sprout. Not crabgrass seeds, seeds. The chemical has no way of telling the difference between a crabgrass seed and a $100 bag of Kentucky bluegrass. It stops both, and depending on the rate you used and how warm the spring was, it keeps stopping them for 8 to 12 weeks. So there's a man out there right now, and he did everything right in April, and he seeded his bare patch in May, and he watered it faithfully every single evening for a month, and nothing came up, and he decided the problem was his soil. It wasn't his soil. He treated his lawn and then asked it to grow. There is exactly one pre-emergent that lets you seed at the same time. It's siduron, sold as Tupersan, and it's been around since the 60s. Almost nobody stocks it anymore because almost nobody asks for it. That's the whole flip. Check what went down on your lawn this year before you buy a single seed. The method I use isn't mine, and it isn't old family wisdom. I stole it off a golf course. If you've ever ridden in a cart at a decent course, there's a plastic bucket clipped to the side of it. Sand, a little screened soil, and seed mixed together. When a player takes a divot out of a fairway, they're meant to drop a scoop of that mix in the hole and press it flat with a shoe. Superintendents have been doing this since long before anyone put grass seed in a jug. They repair thousands of bare spots a week, on ground that gets walked on constantly, and they do it with 3 ingredients and a foot. That's it. No jug, no wood fiber, no hose end sprayer. When I found that out, I stopped buying repair products entirely. Start by figuring out why the spot is bare, because 2 of the causes need handling first. If the patch is a round yellow ring with a darker green edge, that's dog urine, and it's a salt burn from concentrated nitrogen. Run a hose on that spot for a solid 5 minutes to flush it before you do anything else. If the patch pulls up like a carpet when you tug it and you find fat white grubs curled up underneath, that's a grub problem, and seeding over it just feeds them a fresh crop. Everything else is almost always compaction. Which brings me to the second thing nobody tells you. Grass seed cannot germinate lying on top of hard ground. It needs to be in contact with soil, and it needs to stay damp. A bare spot in a lawn is usually bare because that ground got packed down hard, and seed scattered across the top of it will sit there, dry out between waterings, and get eaten by birds. So take a garden fork, or a hand cultivator, or honestly, a sturdy kitchen fork works on a small patch. Break up the top half-inch of that soil until it's crumbly and loose. Rake out the dead brown thatch and throw it away. You want bare, broken, workable dirt. Now the seed. A 3-pound bag of perennial ryegrass runs about $8 or $9 and covers far more repair work than you'd think. Get ryegrass if you want to see green fast, because it germinates in 5 to 10 days. Tall fescue takes 7 to 12 and holds up better in heat. Kentucky bluegrass looks the best of the three and takes 14 to 30 days, which is a long time to keep a patch damp, so I'd only use it if you're matching an existing bluegrass lawn. Scatter it heavier than feels right. For a bare repair, you want roughly 6 to 8 seeds per square inch. Take a pinch and look at it. That's more than you think. Then cover it with about 1/4 inch of soil, not more. That measurement matters more than anything else in this video, because seed buried deeper than 1/4 inch will sprout underground, run out of stored energy before it reaches light, and die where you can't see it happen. Sifted garden soil, a handful of compost, or the loose dirt you just raked out of the spot itself, all work fine. Press it down. With your foot, hard, the whole patch. That's the golf course part, and it's the step people skip. Loose seed goes nowhere. Pressed seed touches dirt. Then water. Light and often, not deep and rarely. 2 or 3 quick passes a day for the first 10 to 14 days. If you've got an old bedsheet or a length of burlap, lay it over the patch. It holds moisture, keeps the birds off, and you pull it up the moment you see green fuzz. The failure point is day 4 or day 5. That's when the seed has taken on water and cracked open and started to push, and it is completely defenseless. One hot afternoon where the top of that soil goes dry and pale and the whole patch dies, you won't see it happen. You'll just be watering nothing for the next 2 weeks, wondering. If you're going away for the weekend, don't seed on the Friday. Wait. And the timing thing, since we're here, if you can hold off until the back half of August or the start of September, do it. The soil is still warm, the nights have cooled off, and the weed seeds that would normally race your grass have mostly finished their year. Spring seeding works, late summer works better, and by a wide margin. I think about that dirt bike patch more than a grown man probably should. For 2 years I looked at it and saw a problem that needed a product, something engineered, something with a barcode. What it actually needed was for somebody to scratch the ground open and press a few cents of seed into it and keep it wet for 2 weeks. Grass wants to grow. That's the entire thing. It has wanted to grow on that spot the whole time. Every dollar past the seed is packaging, and the only real work is the 14 days of paying attention that nobody can sell you.